To achieve the above two strategic objectives and augmenting my observations above, starting 2200 hours today, 2200 hours is 10 o'clock, 18th of June 2021, public and private transport. It has been observed that taxis, border drop passengers at the district boundaries to be taken over by their colleagues waiting across the boundary district, which may result in further spread of the virus in the communities. Additionally, it has also been observed that despite this directive, human beings walk across district boundaries. This, therefore, has not fully achieved its intended purpose. It has achieved because many people are voluntarily staying at home, but there are those who don't listen. Furthermore, the movement of individuals fuels virus transmission, and without limiting the movement of persons, which leads to mixing and remixing of individuals in the different categories of infected and non-infected. This needs to be stopped since it is the cornerstone of the current exponential transmission. The virus does not transport itself. The virus is transported by human beings. The virus is not the problem are the human beings and their conduct. Because if the human beings listened, this virus is nothing. Actually, this is not really a problem of the virus. Because this is not like AIDS, that it is not curable. It is curable, it is preventable, but it is more the the society and all sorts of wrong actors in the society who don't listen, who don't care. So this is the issue we need to deal with. Therefore, my directives are as follows. All cross-boundary district and intra-district movement of public transport and by private vehicles or borders is hereby suspended for 42 days starting today. No movement of public transport, car, or border, or even private vehicles. I will tell you the only exception later. So all of them, all of you, except if you are in some categories which we shall I'll mention later, don't move. Stay where you are for 42 days. Why 42 days? Because we know that this virus, once it doesn't spread, in 14 days, it gets out of your body, or if not 28 days, if not 42 days. However, all cargo trucks and pickups will be allowed to travel within and across boundary districts with a maximum of 2 persons, including the driver. For the cargo vehicles, they will continue moving by day and by night, but having only two passengers, 2 people, the driver and 1 person, or even the driver alone. Public, private vehicles or border will only move to transport the patient, the ill, of whatever illness, on authentication and availability of evidence from either LC1, RDC, or a health worker. So the vehicles will only be allowed to move if they are carrying a patient, either from the village to the LC3 or what do you call it, Health Center 3, or from Health Center 3 to the district, but on referral by the medical worker at the Health Center 3. From the village to the Health Center 3, the LC1 would be the one to allow. To say this vehicle is not taking a visitor, okukyara, is not taking a person going to do whatever, but a patient, a woman who wants to deliver, somebody who is sick. The public vehicles and the private ones can transport, not passengers, but abarwadde, sick people. The other time when we had a lockdown, we had a problem of handling patients. So this time we have found a solution. We have said no, freeze all the vehicle movement, whether public or private, except for patient transmission from either the village to the Health Center 3, or from the Health Center 3 to the district, or from the district to even Kampala. So therefore, all passenger vehicles are frozen. Their movement is frozen, except for the transporting of patients. Except where they may carry patients, also the bodabodas can carry patients. They can carry patients. But if we found that you are pretending to be a patient when you're not a patient, and the bodaboda is carrying you, we shall penalize very severely that bodaboda. And of course yourself. Except where they may carry patients, bodabodas will not be allowed to carry any passengers, but only carry merchandise within the same district, with the exception for bodaboda movements within and across the Kampala-Wakiso-Mukono Metropolitan Complex. The ones of Mukono and Kampala and Wakiso, because they are more or less the same, those ones can move. But move with cargo, the bodabodas only carry cargo, not passengers. Why? We want passengers to stay at home. This is the whole thing. We want the passengers to stay at home. So that, because we are the ones who are spreading the sickness. The virus has no wings that it can fly. This virus cannot go beyond, is it how many meters? 2 meters. It cannot go beyond 2 meters by itself. So, who is spreading it? People are dying, we are burying, I'm getting phones. What? We are just killing ourselves. Don't accuse the virus. No, please. The virus can defend itself in the court and say, look, I'm not the one. Me, I just go 2 meters. How can I? The virus can defend itself. The virus goes only 2 meters. So who is taking the virus all over the whole country? People are dying. We are burying. No, please. It is being taken by us. We are the ones taking it. The Right Honourable Prime Minister and the Minister of Gender and Social Welfare are hereby directed to ensure that the vulnerable population's needs are adequately assessed and taken care of to avert unintended suffering in this period. These are the groups who depend on daily earning, especially in the towns, especially in the Kampala area. The new Prime Minister and her group are directed to quickly assess what these people need, so that we may give them support for this limited period of 42 days. Further, the Minister of Health and the Kampala City Council Authority are hereby directed to make all the necessary arrangements to ensure all individuals that require medical care and medical evacuation in Kampala Wakiso are taken care of. Across the country, the resident district commissioners working with the chief administrative officers and their district health officers are directed to make all the necessary arrangements to ensure all individuals that require medical care and medical evacuation in their respective districts, COVID-19 or otherwise, are taken care of.